It was a rainy Thursday evening when I heard the knock. Not a normal, confident knock, more like a hesitant, almost desperate tap. I hesitated too. I live alone, and I'm not exactly the type who opens the door for strangers, especially after dark. But something in that sound made me curious, so I peeked through the peephole. A man stood there drenched from head to toe, his clothes clinging to him like he'd been walking in the storm for hours. He looked maybe in his late 30s, eyes tired but not dangerous. Against my better judgment, I opened the door slightly. "Sorry," he said, shivering. I don't mean to bother you. My car broke down a few blocks away. My phone's dead. I just need somewhere to wait for the tow truck." His voice was soft, almost apologetic. I thought about the world we live in, how everyone warns you about letting strangers in, but there was something so genuine about him. I stepped aside. "Come in. You'll freeze out there." He walked in, leaving a small puddle of water on my floor. I gave him a towel, some dry clothes from my brother's old stuff, and made him a cup of tea. He sat there quietly for a while, sipping, as if unsure if he even deserved the warmth. Eventually, he started talking. His name was Daniel. He'd been driving to see his mother in the hospital. She was dying. He'd been on the road for hours when his car finally gave up. "I didn't know where to go," he said. "Yours was the only house with lights on." We talked for hours that night. About family, about regrets, about life not going the way we expect. At one point, he pulled out an old photo from his pocket, a picture of him as a little boy with his mom, both of them smiling under a summer sun. He stared at it for a long time before saying, "I'm terrified she won't remember me." Something about that broke me. My own mother had passed years ago, and I knew that exact fear. The fear of being forgotten by someone you love more than anything. I told him about her, about how I never got to say goodbye, and he listened like no one ever had before. The tow truck finally arrived close to midnight. Before leaving, he looked at me and said, "You didn't just give me a place to stay tonight. You gave me the courage to face tomorrow." He handed me the photo of him and his mother. "I want you to keep this, to remember that one small kindness can mean everything." Months later, I got a letter. It was from Daniel. His mother had passed peacefully, and she had remembered him right until the end. He thanked me again, saying that night at my house reminded him there was still good in the world. I keep that photo on my fridge to this day. Not because it's his, but because it reminds me of something I'd almost forgotten myself. That sometimes opening the door to a stranger can change not just their life, but yours too.